Oof, oof, oof. Yeah, this was a lot, dude. I ran out of paper a few times.
Oh, wow.
And I wrote down a couple what I thought would be clips of the week. So I don't know if you need those or if we just want to guess.
I mean, you can also, there's no law that says I just get to pick the clip of the
All right.
week.
Well,
So
if you do a good job, but I'm not sure that if you ever, sometimes it's like, well, do you have input? And this time I was like, what if Kevin asked me, I have input.
Okay, yeah, let's
Not that you asked.
I am asking currently. What's the input? What were some of your choices?
Well, at the 8-minute mark, she says something akin to sexy young men. I have a sexy young man that likes to fuck me and I'm fabulous. She says it better. She says it better than that. But
I did mark that. That was the first one I marked down at 7:50. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, and then at like 21:10, she said something like, "No one wants to fuck grandma's pussy."
I wrote that down. I wrote that quote down underneath her. I did not write the time cue for that one, but that was a noted quote. Yep.
And then shortly after that, I didn't write the time cue for this, but she says, "I'm Bozo the Bush."
They really did clown her up in more ways than one today. Well, there's these deep well, I guess that's more show talk. But yeah, basically what I have queued up currently is like the Steve and Miranda moment where they come together.
Hey.
But it's like a minute long. So I am down. I came for a minute. What do you think is the longest you've ever nutted?
Dude, it is funny because sometimes it's like, man, that feels like a long time, and it was like 15 seconds or something. Like, coming for a minute would be an inconvenience, I think.
Yeah, I think especially for a dude, it's just like everyone's had enough of this. All right, so I'll switch it to that the first clip you mentioned. Give me a second. It's shorter than the one I had, and it's fun.
Good. I'm glad we can trim some time off the show. Finally. It's so quiet in here with my AC turned off. It's uncomfortable. Excuse me. Do you need me to be quiet or?
No, I'm just...
but yeah, you're not responding to me. I could just say whatever I want.
Yes, I'm almost there.
Everything you say is sexual today, Kevin.
I know, I'm the Samantha. All right, cool. Now we've got... yeah. Cool. So now we are ready.
Ready to go.
Ready to go. Are you ready, John?
Burr, burr, burr.
I have that. Hold on. Energy. There it is. It's still louder than I remember. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Sex and the City. My name is Kevin McCaffrey, and I'm here with
John Michael Winslow Daly. That's right.
Michael Winslow. We're talking Urkel Show, Family Matters. Right?
What? No, it's the guy from Spaceballs that does the sound effects with his mouth.
Yes, and all the Police Academy movies.
Yes, yes.
Truly an insane number of Police Academy movies exist. Would you agree when I say that?
Yeah. And I think it's even more than you think. Think about how many the biggest number of Police Academy movies you can think of, and then there's more than that.
I think of 6.
I know, and I think there's more than 6. And there was a cartoon show, I think.
Did they do Police Academy like TNG, like the Next Generation Police Academy? Is it
should?
Is
if
it
they
just
haven't.
like is it like bad now? Are they doing it currently and it's like
the Disney Channel has a like a Descendants sort of spin-off where it's like the kids of Mahoney and Hightower And how many Police Academy people do you think I can name?
I mean, that's a couple. Do they have Bob Kitty Goldthwait? Because it's a kitty, because it's younger. You know what I'm saying? There you go. John loves it. He cackled backwards.
I get it.
Yep. Please follow us on Instagram at Sex in the City. It's on Twitter at Sex City. It's pod. And truly, do follow us on Twitter. If you're listening, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. I'd say if I had to pick one, Instagram actually at Sex in the City. And John, before we get started, I wanted to, because this episode that we're going to talk about is the first, it's like a season finale of sorts.
Okay.
It's the first half season finale. So I want to check in with this first from a Instagram friend named Kayla Savard. She DM'd us and said, realizing how close to the end of the show you guys are, and it's making me hope that you decide to replicate the formula with another show, maybe one that has a traditionally female audience. This has been such a highlight of my week since you guys started. So thanks for making my Friday mornings much funnier. How about that?
That's great. And I think we've decided we're going to transition to a Police Academy focused podcast. So.
And we're planning to do that every week for the next 3 years. So we've signed a deal with ourselves. It's a commitment we're not sure we can hold up. But but John, we have talked about this off air, off mic. And so I thought it was a good time to address, since we're at our last real stopping point before we go into the sprint to the finish with the 8 episode, I believe, season 6B. But we're going to do something, right?
I mean, we've talked, this is Sex in the City. We've talked about becoming Felicitiots.
Felicitiots was pitched. The O-Citiots, so Felicity or the OC, Gossip Girl. There's not an easy to figure out idiot angle on that, but Gossip Girl's been pitched. And then some and then some different ideas too. But we're going to do something. And we're also going to do the movies of these.
We got to do the movies. We got to do Square Pegs. We got to do the Carrie Diaries.
Carrie Diaries, yeah.
We have to do the trivia game that your mom bought for us.
That's what the computer is resting on, the trivia game right now. It's what props up the computer here. Yes, we will play that. Maybe we'll just play that live on Insta at Sex and the City. But if you guys want to hear, we haven't decided exactly what to do when we finish up the run of Sex and the City. Hopefully Sex and the City just reboots. But if you guys would like to hear us talk about something in particular, DM us at Sex and the City. So. I thought that would be a fun thing to mention, and thanks for the message.
Thanks for the reminder of our impending doom.
That's all I think about.
Yeah.
John, this episode was called One.
Yeah. A lot of fans probably remember this one. A lot of stuff happened. Charlotte tries out for her synagogue's performance of a chorus line.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Samantha dates a U2 tribute act. The Adam Clayton, not she doesn't date the Bono impersonator, just the Adam Clayton guy.
That's interesting. That's an offbeat. Yeah,
it's a good twist. Miranda starts seeing an actor from Sesame Street who plays the number one.
Who probably gets a lot of use because in 11s and such, your 21s when they come up too. Yeah.
So yeah, he's a big deal, and Carrie finds out she's a Highlander. So
there can be only one. That's right. That's it. And John was exactly correct the whole way through. John, I told you. So now HBO's made their clunky transition to HBO Max as opposed to HBO Go, HBO Go, HBO Stick, HBO whatever else they had, HBO 2.
HBO Kiki.
Yes. So it's HBO Max now. And on the PlayStation, when I watch these, the write-ups are much less than they used to be on HBO Go. This one was, Carrie has an unexpected rendezvous in the exotic world of art. Charlotte received some surprising news. And that was it. Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's a pretty flip way. I'd be like, oh, what? Did Charlotte win Publishers Clearinghouse? Oh, no, something deeply tragic. Okay. Yeah. I don't know that I'd call it surprising news.
I'd say she gets 2 bits of surprising news. I think both of them were. I mean, she gets...
That's true. on both sides of
Just
it.
want to. Oh wait, you know what? I just before we even get started, Kevin, I need
Yes.
to know how many people watched this episode.
Oh, that John, thank you for asking. And it sprung to you put this round thing in my face. It got sprung this rating to a 7.65 rating. Pretty big. Only one episode after this surpasses that rating. So this was very well viewed.
Do you think this was like a fake out? Do you think people thought that this was the actual finale? And then they're like, surprise, we've got 8 more episodes.
I don't know, and there's no way to find out, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because this happened September 14th of 2003. That's in the past. You guys know that. It was directed by David Frankel, who also did the last episode, and it was written by MP King, who we were last aware of as a literal raving lunatic in Boy Interrupted.
Oh yeah, that's right. What a Hitchcockian cameo, just to put himself right there in the mix.
Yeah. So this is, it's a big one because it's David Frankel, who's the director they've used before, directing, and then MP King taking the reins on writing it. So
he didn't trust anyone else with his baby.
No.
With a big surprise. With Charlotte's big surprise.
Whoopsies. Jesus Christ. But there actually was more of a like if you go on the laptop, there's more of a write-up. Carrie has an unexpected rendezvous in the exotic world of art. Charlotte receives some surprising news. They say all that. Then it also says Miranda and Steve's worlds collide at Brady's first birthday party, and Samantha goes to great lengths to preserve her youthful appearance down there. And that's that. And before we go any further, John, let me ask you.
Well, I'm a Libra. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear the question.
You feel like a Libra?
I do. I'm peaceful, motherfucker.
Yeah, Libras are peaceful? Is that a thing?
Yeah, they bring balance or something.
Okay.
They're the scales.
It's good that you're the scales because I'm a Gemini, so there's like 2 sides. I can put it on each scale. And the 2 sides of me are fat me and in shape me. So one of the scales one's going to the bottom.
Exactly. Fit Kevin's getting launched into the air.
Yes. 2019, 2020 Kevin is getting flung up into the air. 2009 Kevin is absolutely launching that motherfucker. Yeah, I think I'm just Geminis or liars, I guess. I don't know. There are 2 sides of there's always 2 sides of everything. I don't know. Maybe it's similar.
Classic Geminis, lying all the time. I don't even know if I can trust you to say if you say you're a Gemini, you lie all the time.
Yeah.
I am drinking sarsaparilla whiskey.
Jeremiah Weed sarsaparilla whiskey. Nice.
Yes.
John, I'm drinking Starbucks black coffee. I'm sober. This might be the first sober episode I've done. I do have a Michelob Ultra here in case I need to crack for emergency.
Hopefully I'll say something so rude that you'll be forced to drink it.
Very, very possibly. So yeah, I think that's all our typical business up top. Where do you want to start, John?
Well, I'm just on fucking pins and needles over here trying to figure out what Charlotte's big surprise could be.
Do you want to start with Charlotte?
I mean, do you think she got like a big promotion or?
So there is surprising news at first in a nice way, which happens at brunch, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
It seems weird how little fanfare this actually gets for something that she's actually been trying to do for such a long time.
Agreed.
Like it seems like maybe this stuff like happened in the intervening time between when the show came out and now, but it seems like people do more elaborate, like, hey, we're pregnant sort of thing or whatever. I mean, like there's going to be the gender reveal. I mean,
yeah.
No, excuse me. There won't be.
Not this episode, you're saying. But
no, not this episode. But yeah, she just sort of saunters in and she looks happy and everyone's like, what's the big deal? And she's like, I'm pregnant.
Yeah, and she's been trying to get it's been like the main thing in her life, the idea of getting pregnant and having a baby, and she says she's pregnant, and they stay on that news for I'm not sure if a full minute.
And then directly after that, Sam starts like scratching her fucking vagina.
Yeah.
Just like that's the very next thing.
She says excuse me out loud and scratches herself. And then Carrie's like, what up, basically, which is a good question, because also you could have just scratched. You didn't have to say, excuse me, beforehand, calling attention to it. So
she takes a fork and just shoves it down her pants to get in there.
Excuse me, waiter, can I have the scratchiest item on your menu? She goes to that immediately, and then she starts talking about her business. And does that come after the clip of the week?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. We don't have to get into Sam's stuff just yet, but
okay,
it's just funny how quick they just like go straight to something else. If I was Charlotte, I'd be pissed. It's like, this is the biggest thing I've ever wanted in my life, and it's finally happening. I'm sorry about your itchy vag.
This happened when Charlotte said she was getting married, too. When Charlotte said she was getting married at brunch, she revealed it, and immediately Carrie was like, but I got dumped by my fourth favorite ex-boyfriend by Post-it. That happened, like, immediately. So it's like, this season, everyone's stomping on Charlotte's big news every time.
It's like, Charlotte, you're the fourth lead out of 4. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Right. At least she's been happy lately, and she's happy for a while in this episode. So she gets pregnant, which she thought was impossible, and she doesn't know how it happened. Bodies are mysterious. Why is this working? Why? She's like, I don't know, maybe we're just a better match. Maybe it was the herbs, the acupuncture, who knows? But then later on in the episode, we find out that she miscarries, and she was telling her friends after 3 weeks. And what I've found in adulthood is that miscarrying is extremely common. And I think, I did not know that until relatively recently in my life. And I think that's a good thing that I think people are becoming more aware of how many people have to go through this traumatic thing.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't have known. I think there is a rule of thumb that women know, maybe instinctually, maybe they tell each other, but I didn't know until my wife told me, you don't tell people until I think it's 6 weeks normally, or 3 months even, because there is so many high incidents, you don't want to get people's hopes up or whatever. So telling people 3 weeks, I think when she said it's I'm only 3 weeks, that's when the itchy vagina started happening. And I thought everyone was taking a pause, why are you telling us this now? This is a bad omen or something.
Right. Yeah, I kind of thought that for a second too. And I get your real ones, your best friends with this kind of thing. I get jumping the gun on the news because they're going to be with you, and they're going to know about this either way. So I get that.
Right.
But yeah, I sort of thought the same thing, and I thought this was a good thing that they covered this on the show, someone going through a miscarriage, because it's can be terribly traumatic, and it happens to so many more people than I think has been typically, I don't know, conveyed in pop culture, or just as far as general knowledge goes. Right. I think a lot of people felt very alone when this happens. So I think it's very nice that they covered that.
Right. It doesn't. I mean, it kind of makes sense. It doesn't show up in a lot of sitcoms or things like that.
It's not a blast of a thing in an episode. Yeah.
Right. But they do pretty good here by it. I feel like we can't go too much further in that without getting into a bunch of the party stuff. So, so that's Charlotte off to a good start.
Sure, really, yeah, going strong. So, all right, let's kick off. Let's just go back to brunch then, and kick that off with our clip of the week. That's it. That's a line that John and I both noted separately watching in our own homes. That's Sam really just had some big one-line drops out there today, I feel like.
Yeah. Dude, if you have a sexy person that likes to fuck you and you're fabulous, what else do you need? Yeah. What else do you need in life? That's it.
She really covered all the bases, because she included "I'm fabulous" in it too. Right. So it's this is great, and she put on the glasses. She looks great in glasses.
Oh, absolute MILF, absolute MILF.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And then I don't know. Do we do Sam's storyline here?
Well, all right. Let's. I feel like we're in like a Memento style
I know.
episode here. So let's go even before brunch, folks. That's right.
Yeah.
We're going to some performance art at the installation, a gallery, if you will. It's Samantha and Charlotte classing it up. They're going to see a woman sitting on a balcony, not eating anything for 16 days, 24 hours a day.
Yeah. And yeah, and this is the thing where they Charlotte and Carrie go to see her doing it. And did you notice who the person was, who the actor was doing this performance art?
It was Angelica Houston as Morticia Adams.
It was Jennifer Aniston, my dude.
Oh,
they really kind of hid her. Like, this was a pretty good, like, I think uncredited cameo. I didn't notice Aniston in the credits anywhere when I was watching, but Jennifer Aniston with a little drop in. I thought that was fun.
Wow, I did not. I mean, that's another contender for shows. I'm sure there's already a Friends podcast out there, but I haven't seen Friends, as you know.
That's true. That's the contender. It's not like as traditionally female, but I would say it skews a little more female.
Yeah, I was a single guy.
Of course, I'm a Caroline in the City fella. There's not many of us, but you know, we're strong.
Yeah, we have a vocal on Reddit.
Yes. So
but yeah. Oh,
go ahead. You go ahead.
I will go ahead. So they're bopping around in the art installation, and Carrie doesn't get it. She's a Philistine. She's a troglodyte. She doesn't understand she doesn't know what art is. She doesn't know what it's like. Charlotte really appreciates it though. And
I'm with Carrie on art. Can I say that? There was one New Year's where I was like going through like, should I do resolutions and stuff? And I think I wrote down like, get into art or something. And then I crossed it out before I was done with the resolutions because I was just like, I think I'm done bettering myself. I just don't get it. I know when I like art, that's it. I can't, like painting art we're talking about, or sculptures, you know, that kind of stuff. I feel like I just don't get it.
Mm-hmm. I felt that way about poetry for a long time, and then I had to do a poetry assignment, and then as I was like writing the essay, I was like, wait a second, I think I get poetry now. And I felt that way for like 4 hours, and then like I'm back to not getting poetry at all.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm with Carrie on art.
Right. Here. I did like the knives, the ladder made out of knives. I thought that was cool. Maybe I'm just a knife guy. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so she's cracking jokes, and she catches the eye of, did you recognize this guy, Kevin? It was Pat Sajak. He was in the crowd.
Yeah, Sajak in his hotter days. You know.
Yeah,
and actually Sajak specifically doesn't think there's any more hotter days because he doesn't believe in global warming. That's actually a fun connection.
It's actually Mikhail Baryshnikov.
It is. Tell me about him.
He was the leader of the Soviet Union in the 90s, I believe.
Yeah, he took over from Gorbachev. Yeah, that's a lot of
Mikhail to Mikhail. Yeah,
right. Their line of succession is a little different than ours. We go to like VP, the Speaker of the House, and stuff. They go straight to their best male ballerina. Is basically what happens.
I mean, and it worked for a long time too. So I don't know what went wrong there. No, he's a ballet dancer. He's a dancey boy. I mean, I guess he's trying his hand at acting now. I don't know why him, why now, but he's here and he's eyeing Carrie Bradshaw.
It is Carrie Bradshaw. You got it, dude. I remember being kind of aware of this guy being involved in the show when it was going on, and even then, not knowing anything really about the show, I was like, why is he here? What, like, is he even an actor? I was unaware that he was. I mean, I guess, you know, there's some acting in dancing.
Like, did they need a Russian guy? Yeah, he does have a moment later on where it's like, oh shit, he does something athletic.
He parkours basically, like, all over the place.
But like he it's like, wait, like, is there not a Russian actor, an actual Russian actor available, like, in New York? I guess not.
I mean, maybe there's not one this off-putting, but Alexander Petrovsky is the character
Mhm.
he's playing.
And he's a big to do in the art world. Charlotte, in fact, made her first big commission selling his work, and she tells him that like it's supposed to be impressive or something. Like, if I was him, I'd be like, "Great, you're welcome for your whole fucking career." Like,
It is funny. I mean, I guess art dealers can help artists make a living when they're selling their stuff, but it is a little weird. It's like, oh, so I did the thing and you made money.
Yeah, you're a parasite.
You're a parasite. You're I guess a necessary evil, so that's cool.
Yeah.
But I will say, Charlotte was like being nice to him, and it is at least a thing to go, oh, cool. Like, but he couldn't even do that.
Yeah, he was not having Charlotte. Charlotte was like a fangirl, and she even did the thing where she said her maiden name, which is like, means that, like, I think the implication is she's horny for this one.
You're horny for this one.
So she didn't, she's tripping all over herself. Meanwhile, he's only interested in Carrie, and he's like, "Are you a comic? You're cracking so many jokes."
Oh my god, this whole sequence. It is, for one, she says something kind of funny, and he's like, "Are you a comic?" No one I've ever been around has said anything nearly as interesting. And also he says, "Are you comic?" And she's never been more insulted, which is also funny as a person who is a comic. It's like, she's like, "How dare you?"
I write a sex column one day a week.
Yeah, exactly. I'm much better. And she does. I mean, that's later when she mentions she writes for a newspaper, and he goes, "Congratulations." And it's like, is that real? Do you mean that? I mean, that's a weird thing to say. You've been in America a while, buddy. We can't hide behind, if you were doing Studio 54 and it's prime and you're 53 now, like, yeah, you've been around. You should, know the language a little bit. It's a weird interaction he has with her. But I do think I've seen this play out, and I've been a part of this sort of vibe playing out. John, do you know that vibe where you say something kind of funny and someone else in the group understands that it's funny and is almost like confused by it? Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh man. I've definitely had people be like, just say that's funny or whatever, and they like they genuinely mean it, but it's like, okay, thank you. I mean,
yeah.
That's not the reaction I was hoping for, but
yeah, I think this is kind of, it's a little bit of a gendered thing too, because I think guys, like, I feel like we get less of a shock when you say something funny, whereas like my wife, who's one of the funniest people, period, like Jamie has, I think many times said something funny and had someone be like, huh, like what's happening here? Kind of, and that's basically Petrovsky.
It's like a dog talking. Whoa.
Yeah, I didn't expect a funny thing to happen here. But it's just like, oh, this guy's fucking humorless. So we know that right off the bat.
Dude, I do not get these two at all. And I just think it's like, I think he's like, just gonna make fun of her. I think it's gonna be like a Carrie from the movie Carrie moment, where it's like he's stringing her along and then like fucking, he's like, "Fuck, you don't get this art, you fucking idiot. I'm gonna make fun of you in front of everyone." But that, spoiler alert, does not happen. It
doesn't, but there's some teach me daddy vibes going on, because like he's really, so yeah, I'm totally with you, and I really don't know how divisive our opinions will be from the mainstream on this one, from the listeners. Do y'all hate Petrovsky? Because I hate Petrovsky right now. I don't know if he gets better, but yeah, John and I are both on the same page about this. This guy sucks.
I don't even all right, he does suck, sure. He sucks to me. But like in more to my thinking is that they suck as a unit. Like I just do not understand. And also, maybe like that's the point, that like you don't have to understand, like people get attracted to each other even though they don't seem like they would. I don't know.
Yes, I think that definitely happens. Also, think of who you can picture Petrovsky with besides Carrie, who he'd be a better fit with. Think of that person. She sucks too, right?
My first thought, honestly, was Cece Babcock from The Nanny.
Whoa! What a friggin' deep... Make that happen. Write that pilot. Cece Babcock and Alexander Petrovsky. I don't know if Cece Babcock is the work or shoot name in this instance. Is that an actress or is that a character?
That's the character.
Okay.
That's the character. Miss Babcock.
Okay, Miss Babcock and Petrovsky. So we're shipping that. That's happening. She eats all night Big Macs. I do enjoy him. The way he doesn't speak English I do enjoy it. Is that problematic? I don't know, but I think it
seems like a put on a little bit. Yeah, it seems like he could speak normal English, and then the director was just like, "Can you make it a bit more Russian?"
Yeah, and so he's, I guess, charmed by her, even though he's just a big friggin' weirdo. And then he calls her.
Yes, he calls her, and this has also made me mad.
I laughed when Carrie hung up on him the first time.
She didn't even make an attempt to, like, let him talk, really, like, what his name was, or let him ask who the call was for, or anything. She just answered the phone, didn't recognize the voice, and assumed it was a wrong number.
No, foreigners don't call me.
I mean, and then, like, the same guy calls again. Like, she does it, like, almost 3 times in a row. Like, Jesus, Carrie. Like,
it was one too many for me. I thought the first one was funny, I will say. But,
yeah, so he got her name. This is, like, a cute thing that doesn't exist anymore, really, where he had to, like, hunt down her phone number.
Right.
And I don't know if people still do that. I'm just so far removed from dating.
I think people still hunt people down. It's the greatest game, John. Is that what it, or the most difficult?
The most dangerous game.
The most dangerous game. Yeah, not the greatest, I won't say. But yeah.
And I think that refers to game is like how, like, tigers are game. Like, people are game. It's not like a game like
you mean
tennis.
The right tiger, they're game. Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, he has to, like, get her phone number from someone else, like, he had to really work for it. So this isn't just a passing fancy necessarily.
Right.
But he calls her, and, like, he got turned away a few times too. So again, like, he's really pushing for it. And he offers her on a date to go at 3 a.m. because she casually mentioned, like, I bet at 3 a.m. she's getting down from there and going to get a Big Mac. So he's like, why don't we go and see? And which is, like, fun. I
was gonna say, yes, I'll give him that. I'll give this dipshit that that is a fun in. That's a good in to start
it's definitely a unique sort of dating scenario. And she says it's too late for me, which is, like, I guess it seems like you're a sort of a night owl for most times, but I guess she's, like, calming down as the series progresses.
Right. She's a sex columnist who writes once a week, so yeah, she's got time. But
yeah, it was a lazy afternoon for her. A Wednesday afternoon, she's just sitting in a chair in front of a fan. But anyway,
blow the smoke out. Yeah.
She's So they go have dinner. He's like, let's go to the Russian Samovar, which I assume is a restaurant.
Yeah, John, if I was going to take anyone on a date, I'd be like, let's go to the Irish potato farm immediately. It's like, yeah, you're Russian. We get it.
The old country.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be like if you moved to Spain or whatever, and you're like, all right, let's go to the McDonald's. This is my country's fare.
Yes, welcome.
So they agree to go out, and man, it feels like a mob hit.
I also want to say, before they go, like, on the phone call, she says, she's like, the 3 a.m. thing, she's like, oh, you're not going to sell me into white slavery? And then he says, like, I don't know what this means. And it's like, first of all, it is a joke. Also, no one looks and sounds like they know more intimately what white slavery is than this motherfucker.
Yes.
Like,
methinks the white slaver doth protest too much.
Exactly. It's like, you're in on it, bruh.
He's just, like, looking across the room, giving, like, the cut sign to the guy, the guys in black with, like, hoods.
Yeah, doing a taken over there.
She's on to us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, just normal date then. No kidnapping. God.
Also, just the way he talks, I'm like, oh, John, here's a conspiracy theory for you. It's a little early. Magda's his mom.
Whoa.
They talk the same, Magda and this guy.
Wow. Man. So like, did Magda like bring him over on the
Yeah.
boat? And then so like if he was he like a little baby then? Was he a baby when he was brought over and he's still talking like this?
Yeah. And she, you know, she's a working class person. She is obviously she's a kind of like a full-time maid and nanny for Miranda, but this guy, he blew up in the art world and he disassociated from his mom because that wasn't cool for him. It wasn't cool enough. It wasn't glam enough. So they don't have a relationship anymore. But Magda's his mom.
Now,
It's
what
canon.
I want to take your conspiracy theory and just add a little juice to it, if I may.
You may.
What if it's what if these people, these four friends,
if you will,
who seemingly don't have a ton in common, what if they've been manipulated to become friends by this Petrov guy? That's not his name. I don't know what his name is.
Petrovsky. Yeah, you just
okay, so close.
Yeah.
But like he somehow manipulates them in sort of like a lost scenario where like they're brought together for some nefarious reason.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm into that too. He's been pulling the strings the whole time.
Right.
And well, that's why this guy's showing up at this point in the series, because otherwise, what are we doing? You know, Carrie's only got 8 episodes left after this. It's still making me sad as I say that. I don't want the show to end. I don't want this to end. I don't want us to end.
Well, it's in our contracts. We have to stop being friends. Once
I know. God dang it. I was thinking about that recently, John, because, you know, we're besties and that's all great. But I was like, man, do I have to start a podcast with every friend that I've, because I don't really have any friends anymore. I feel like, you know, so I'm like, podcasting is honestly a pretty good way to stay friends with people. So this guy, you say it's looking like a mob hit when she shows up.
Oh, because she goes to the. I assume it's supposed to be like the Russian tea room ish. I've heard of the Russian tea room. I've
been to it. Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, well, la di da.
Yeah, la di da indeed. And I did like Carrie. I had a vodka martini there. So.
Damn, fucking Sex in the City tour over here.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So did it look like this place? Did you go to the second floor?
No, I was just on the first floor.
Was it all red down there?
Was
it all red down there, like Samantha?
like Bozo the Bush? Yes, indeed.
So anyway, she gets to the second floor. There's no one else on the second floor. He's reserved the whole floor, presumably. And he's got like this fucking ancient Russian, the fucking Tsar's tea set in there. And he's wowing her with fucking veal ass pick.
Yeah.
Kevin, you sent me some ass pick the other day, right?
Yeah, we made a deal. I said if you donated enough to the Biden-Harris campaign, I would show ass. And so yeah, ass pick. That's what I sent you. And I just have one question about that. You know, what's wrong with being sexy? So
nothing.
Yeah.
She doesn't know what that is, which is fair. I don't know what it is either. It's okay to not know. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's eating butt with him, and they're talking. And god dang, dude, it felt awkward to me. It was just an awkward talk.
John, isn't it so romantic to be with someone you don't understand or like?
It is. It's just like it takes a lot of the pressure off to not have to pretend to understand people.
I do think there's a certain kind of person who, for whatever reason, and we're all fucked up in our own ways, but there's a kind of person who has some sort of emotional, mental problem where they're just attracted to like disrespect and misunderstanding. It's like, I don't know what it is, but it's just, this relationship seems to be just confusion and mild, and sometimes not even that mild disrespect up to this point. And she's like, okay, I'll bite. You don't understand or like me, really, and you don't want to talk about your past, which, I mean, okay.
You're right. He spun that at least into like a quasi like philosophical romantic thing, like the past, I'm more concerned about today and what might happen, like me putting my penis in your vagina. I'm very interested in that.
Yes, in the extended cut. And I do mean extended, I do mean cut. That is exactly what he said. But yeah, and that is true. And that is like, it is him providing a different philosophy of relationship. right? This is if each significant other brings like their own philosophy of a relationship. His is forget about the past. And it's sort of surprising that he'd even talk about the future. It seems like he's a tonight is it guy, you know?
Right. Tonight's it, and then I'm not going to respect you in the morning. Sort of
which
deal.
Isn't going to be that much of a leap because I don't respect you now. I'm Alexander Petrovsky, and I think you're a comic, which we all think is terrible.
You are like clown, yes? You are like a terrible American clown. Yes.
say yes like that again.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, that's good. Yeah, he's basically calling her a fucking clown, and then later on, Carrie has a problem with a different clown, an actual clown.
SJP did some great acting in when she sees that actual clown. But yeah, wrapping up with the Petrovsky line here, they basically they're heading home, right, and they get out of a cab.
Oh, they go to see the lady, Jennifer Aniston,
that's right.
Apparently.
Thank you.
They do go to see Jennifer. He does she wants to hear him tell a joke, and he's like, okay, you take this banana, put it in your purse, and
have it for breakfast.
And then once she puts it in her purse, he says, is that the banana in your purse, or are you just happy to see me? Just very good joke. Very good.
It is for now. It is good. Here's the thing: if you stay with this person, that's all he's got. So that's gonna get old.
Aren't you glad I didn't ask you to put another banana in your purse? God, I'm from Transylvania.
You've added another impression to your never-ending bag of impressions, John. You've got everyone knows you do the best Steve in the biz, and there's some good Steve in this episode. But yes, good Petrovsky.
Thank you.
That's good Petrovsky.
So she forgets her purse in the cab after they get dropped off at the gallery, and then he fucking runs down the cab and runs that hurdle. I thought that he was gonna die. I thought the gag here was that he was gonna like run headlong into traffic or something, and then like, oh, you killed a national treasure. But that was not the case.
That would be funny. And I also would have been fine with that because I don't need to see much more Petrovsky after what I've seen today, but I get a feeling we're gonna. He gets her purse back, and then he does seem genuinely happy for a moment, so that's kind of a nice moment.
I got my banana back. Banana costs 500 rubles.
He's a banana boy. We're burger boys. He's a banana boy. And he goes back.
All of that just to show that he can jump over some trash? Like, was this like we got Mikhail Gorbachev, we're going to use Mikhail Gorbachev to jump over some garbage? And no, his name's not Gorbachev. Whatever it is.
The other guy. This is Mikhail Baryshnikov. Okay, yeah. So Carrie's fucking Mikhail Gorbachev. Let's see Gorbachev do all the Gorbachev things he does. Is he the one who had the head thing, the big birthmark on his head?
Yes. He oversaw the end of communism. Come on, that's got to be worth something. Glasnost.
Yes.
Perestroika.
Yeah, or am I? Yeah, because I mix him up with Boris Yeltsin, who also was not a Carrie boyfriend yet. No promises from here on out, but yes. Okay,
I think he was the president of like Russia after the fall. I think.
Yep.
So
you got it, dude. Once again,
thank you. So they check in with Jennifer Aniston, and I don't know. Jennifer Aniston makes funny eyes at SJP. Not sure what that's about. They talk about leaving the banana. Unclear if they did or not. They go back outside, and he's getting, assertive, I'd say. Not aggressive yet, but he's getting assertive with her about like, all right, I live around here. Is it time to throw down?
Yeah.
Sort of giving off those vibes. And she's not opening the door, so to speak. And he says, not tonight, which is, I guess, like, it's a nice way to put it into words, whether it's going to, six.
Yeah.
6, yes.
That's kind of
6, yes, no.
I don't think I've ever. Well, I know I've never said to a woman, not tonight." Like nothing. It's funny in how like just silly it is to be like, all right, well, I gave it my best shot. I suppose I'll go home and whack it off.
You want to give me something for the spank bank? Although also not tonight implies that like, okay, tomorrow night perhaps.
Right. Oh, I thought we were Mr. Live in the Moment, my dude. Now we're planning for sex, trying to work a little closer to it. Good, but yeah, they have a steamy kissing makeout sesh against the
Right.
wall.
After she says not tonight, or after he says not tonight, and she affirms that, and then it's like, all right, well, I'm just gonna start smooching you.
Yeah, I mean, if it's going well, it's like a makeout sesh isn't. I think that's fine, right? Like, even if it's not going to be sexy town.
Right. It's just I don't know. It sounds weird. It just sounds weird. If I said not tonight, and they were like, yeah, not tonight. All right, then I'm just gonna go in with my tongue. You didn't say anything about not tongue.
Right. but furious makeout right now. Yes.
Yes. It's silver metal.
That's Carrie, right? I think
That's Carrie.
That's
she
Carrie.
didn't get his name right either. It's like it's Alexander. I hate when people don't get names right, dude.
Yeah, I know. Do people mess up your name all the time? John Daly?
John Daly. We used to get telemarketing calls to the house. We'd know if it was a telemarketer because they say, "Is Mr. Daly there?"
That's incredible. You have one of the easiest names in American history to pronounce.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow.
All right, so let's do what do you think, Sam, Miranda?
Let's do Miranda just because it's I think integral to the rest of it.
Yeah.
Set the scene, if you will. She's they're eating in tonight, not eating out like other people, like Jared Smith Jared.
Yep.
So they give pizza.
It's a perfect game. We both are really we've gotten no details wrong.
Woo, it's warm in here.
Yeah.
So all right, they get pizza. They're eating at Miranda's apartment. He's got a box of pizza, and she's like, "What's in the other box?" Which is like, I don't know, what's in the box? What's in the box? And he's about to show her what's in the box, and then he gets a beep. He checks his beeper. Patrick Ewing has stepped on a rusty nail, so he's got to go check that out.
That checks out. Ewing did that a lot.
Yeah, it's like Ewing, hire someone to do your fucking house reno, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a doctor for the Knicks, and that is one Knick that I know. So.
But yeah, man, that guy he's bringing pizza and more. Looking like that, marry him already. Am I right?
What's your problem? He bounces, and at first it's like, wow, is this actually Patrick Ewing stepping on a rusty nail, or is it another one of those Knicks dancers trying to get in his trousers? Anyway, she opens the box. What's in there? It's an engagement ring. No, that's what I thought. But it wasn't. It was a big cookie that says, "I love you."
Oh, my goodness. John, let me do the only box-specific soundbite we have. Pandora doesn't go back in the box. He only comes out. And in this situation, Pandora is a cookie that says the important words on it.
Mm-hmm. And like all good criminals, Miranda tries to eat the proof.
It was a pretty funny panic move where she just starts, it's like she's never seen a cookie or food before. She's just like looking at her hands like, what's happening to me? And she eats the cookie from the middle and the outside, all over the place, but she chows that whole thing down.
I think it's weird. To me, if it was me, first of all, I'd be thrilled. I'd be over the moon if Robert told me he loved me. I'd say, I love you, my Knicks doctor.
My Knicks doctor.
You, my Knicks doctor.
Yeah.
No, he's, I think, don't eat the cookie. Just close the box and put it away and pretend you never saw it. Because if you eat it, then that's admission that, like, you saw it.
That's good thinking. But then once you take the first bite, you're fucked.
Yeah,
she took the panic bite. So yeah, now it's there. And she's panicking about it, and she knows it's like quote unquote weird to panic about it. Even though it's not weird to have complicated feelings about someone where you're like, when you know you're with someone where it's like, okay, on paper everything's great, but it's just not it for me. you know, and it seems like that's what she's feeling here. And she basically, like, it was funny when she said, like, if it wasn't there, I wouldn't have to deal with it. About eating the cookie was a funny solution. It was a good, like, baby solution, a very, like, put your head in the sand, literally, and the world disappears solution.
Yeah, she's talking to Carrie about that, and like, yeah, Carrie's like, yeah, your boyfriend's perfect. I don't know. It's tough when, yeah, you're even when your friends, like, Carrie, if there was anything wrong, I'm sure Carrie would have been like, yeah, dump his ass or whatever.
Yeah,
You know who she should have talked to is Samantha. Samantha would have probably come up with something about him.
that's true. Samantha is the genius at finding reasons to not get serious with people. That's her. She has a very specific set of skills, and it will get you out of a serious relationship. Yeah.
And all right, and then we come to, I mean, everything's coming to a head here because it's Brady's first birthday. Can you believe that?
Before we do Brady's first birthday, I just want to say on the phone, Miranda was saying some things that I thought were notable. Where she was like, "I always thought when the right guy came along, all my bullshit would go away." You know, which is, I think that's a thing a lot of people think, right? It's just that, like, once you meet the one, and this episode called One, it's like once you meet that person, you'll be fine, and like you're fixed, everything will just fall into place. And even if it feels like that happens for like a little bit of time, you're never done. You like just being messed up and having your own problems and stuff like that. And I think Miranda's struggling with that.
Yeah, you're always gonna. Yeah, no one's gonna fix you. Dude, no one can fix you. Hey, if you're listening to this, you're probably broken, and no one can fix you.
no one can fix me. That's the way it's been proven.
Come at me, bros.
Come at me. Fix me, bro. Fix me, daddy.
But you know what? I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. Maybe I'm such a wife guy.
Sure.
That, like, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I mean, she didn't feel good about him, and it turns out, I mean, later on, spoiler alert, she admits that he's not the one.
Right.
So, yeah. But it's not like the one also fixed her. Like, far from it, I guess.
Yeah. What could Steve fix in you? I mean, there's an element where, you know, yeah, he fixes your heart, right? And it's like, and that is there's a comfort you can find with the right person that way, and that all makes sense. You know, you're still gonna have your own problems and stuff, but but like Steve's the one.
Right. Yeah, that's damn, Kevin, you just came out and said it. I thought I was leaving a little mystery because it could have been anyone.
Go take the mystery. Yeah, walk me through your mysterious hall of twists and turns.
Yeah, they introduce a lot of characters, and it's like, oh wait, is this guy the one? Is that guy the one? So also, did you hear when Robert, like, they're getting the stuff ready for the birthday party, and it's like, oh, we got the napkins and the cups, and like they're talking about getting the cake, and she's like, chocolate cake with white frosting or something, and he's like, you like chocolate, don't you? And it's like, oh man, yeah, she's probably right to
yeah, or you're fucking right now. Too. I think it's like it's a playful thing to say, and that's cool. But yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, it doesn't seem like a full fit here, and she's not able to meet him at the same place in the relationship where their hearts are isn't quite the same place. She really likes him, obviously. She likes a lot of things about him, but he's ready to go that next step, and she can't.
She's about to future endeavor his ass.
Yes.
Because he's going to make someone happy one day.
For sure. I still think he should get with Steve's lady, Debbie, if Steve and her ever break up, which we don't know yet as we're talking. But
right. And let's just do, if I may, let's just turn to Samantha super quick.
Sure.
She's wearing glasses now. She's 45. She's got an itchy downstairs right now because she's growing out her bush. Kevin, have you ever shaved your pubes?
I haven't shaved like bald.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But yeah, buzzed.
I do know what you mean.
Have you full shaved to nothing?
I have, like, when I was a young man, and I would experiment down there. But yeah, it is itchy. It is very itchy coming back.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've experienced that, but I have. So I get it, girl. I get it.
Mm.
But she's growing out her bush because Smith Jared loves a full bush. Do you? What's your feelings on a full bush?
I mean, it's like I think we talked about before, where it's like neither one of us is like you must be Brazilian, otherwise like that's not it. But like, how full are we talking here? What is he? What when Smith says
Right.
when Smith says he wants a full bush? What is he talking? Do you think?
I mean, if it's, I don't know, dude. I think it's like 70s. I think it's
Yeah,
all there and more. I think
yeah.
it's
I would say I'm not that guy.
just. I mean, like I think we're sort of ambivalent, bush ambivalent here, and bushilant. Nope, doesn't work.
Yeah.
But anyway, to specifically request like a full bush is, I think, unusual.
I think it is unusual, and it's like, if you're talking about how do you like people groomed, or what are you into, I think that's a fair conversation to have. I haven't really, I feel like I've always left it up to the lady, but I think I'm not into like the 70s business.
No, he wants a full Gene shallot down there. And
Are you a shallot guy?
no, not. I don't. Again, if I encounter a shallot in the wild, it's fine. But like, I'm not asking anyone to shallot me. Anyway, so she's growing shit out. She walks out of the shower, and what does she see? She sees a gray pubert. That's right. She's gray down there.
Gray pubert Pumphrey.
I mean, man, just one. Do you think it was just one? Or do you think she had like a Mrs. Robinson thing going on? Like a streak in the
in that hairdo? I think it seems like she saw one because she had like a tweeze ready to go. And that wouldn't, I mean, it seems like if you had a bunch, the tweeze would not be the move. Yeah. And as a man, I'm younger than Samantha here by 7 years currently.
Oh shit, Kevin!
What?
Are you going to reveal something to us?
How old I am?
No, how many gray puberts you have?
Oh, I actually don't think I have any, but I have like a lot of grays otherwise. Like, I have like gray, like it's in the wings, I'm getting gray, and I'm black haired. So it's like the gray stands out. But yeah, I don't think people tend to go pube gray first. Do they?
I do not know.
Are you a gray puber?
No, I don't have any gray puberts, sadly. Yeah. I think it would make me look distinguished down there, I think. Professorial, perhaps.
I know, your dick already has the top hat all the time.
Top hat, it smokes the pipe, it's got a smoking jacket. Yes, it's very, very respected.
Yeah.
I do think, as far as like secrets women have, that maybe not secrets, but knowledge that they have that we don't. I think women go grayer earlier than we think, and that they are very good at, disguising it or like not keeping it gray.
I think so too. Yeah. And I've always, as we've talked about before, I've always been very paranoid since I was a kid about going bald one day. I'm going to wait for John to come back. Hey.
Oh, hello.
I'm just going to pick up where I was when you cut out.
Okay.
I've always been paranoid. Fuck, now my thing says your internet connection is unstable. I'm going to wait another second. All right. I've always been paranoid since I was a kid that I was going to go bald. And my mom had a thing, not with bald stuff, but like I started taking don't go bald pills before, I was in my 20s and I'm not bald, but my mom did the same thing with hair coloring, where she started coloring her hair when she was like 14, 15 years old. And so she didn't even know when she would have started to go gray, because she's like, being blonde was just too much a part of me, and she wanted to keep it like that. So I do think women do that more, and just women color their hair more as like a normal thing. Like if a guy colors their hair, it's like, whoa, what you going through, dude? Like for the most part.
Or you're like on TV a bunch, like Regis or something, where it's like the second Regis isn't on TV anymore, like on a regular basis, he's full gray. It's like, damn, you were hiding something for a while.
Right, exactly.
Which is all fine. Everyone should look the way they want to look.
Exactly. Do whatever you want. And it seems like Samantha prefers going full Brazilian down there. So she should just do that. I mean, I guess it's one thing if she's like, all right, I'll try this for you. And she did, and did disastrous results. But it's like, be how you think is sexy.
Right. Yeah, and it's nice that she's game, but like when she's not game, and like again, it's jumping a little bit, but he's like, all right, he's pretty much just like shrugs and says bummer, but like that's it. It's not like, I can't believe you do this to me.
Yeah, he's like, oh, where to go? It's some real Steve dialogue from Smith, where it's just like the bush, the disappearing bush.
What happened? It's like I stood too close to a nuclear reactor.
Yeah,
and my fucking
crazy.
hair fell out.
You know what, Smith, Jared? What happened was I was getting out of the cab and I slammed the door on it, and as I pulled away, what do you know? I'm Brazilian again.
Well, she sees a gray puber and she decides to dye her hair. Like, that's reasonable, but it's she just leaves it in too long, Kevin. And if anyone knows about this, it's not me. But you leave it in too long and it turned orange. And I think the shocking thing here is that we fucking see it. They do a full-on bush shot.
Full frontal on Samantha here. And before we got the full Ronald McDonald Bush situation going on, I noted we're seeing glasses and boobs. Samantha's wearing glasses, which are new to her. So she's not technically fully naked. But she's like doing the boob shot. And then, very surprising. We see a hard red merkin is what we're actually seeing IRL.
Yeah. Red-blooded American.
Yeah.
I'm a red-blooded American.
Yeah, Toby Keith wrote a song about this. Yeah.
Exactly. She's got orange bush, and then they do a fun graphic match to the party. They cut to the party, Brady's 1-year-old birthday party, and there's a clown there, so they go straight from the orange bush to the orange hair of the clown. So that's fun.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, fucking Steve's drunk mom is there, more drunk than ever. And
Steve's drunk mom, by the way, is a lot of my aunts. I'll say that I get my aunt vibe off of Steve here. More on one side of the family than the other, I think. But yeah,
especially when it's like we said one thing, no clowns. What do they do? They got the fucking clown.
Yes, exactly. And everyone deals with the clown in a funny way. All the gals do good like facial acting with that, I think.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, this clown's kind of fun. I don't know. Everyone says they're scared of clowns, Kevin, but I don't know. I think people are playing it up more than...
I find them unpleasant, I will say, generally. I don't blame the clown, really. I blame some clowns. It's a case-to-case basis. Not all clowns, But, it's just we got some real primo Steve dialogue where he goes, who got the clown? Hey, Ma! It's just such a transition.
He's just been waiting for another clown to show up since his 18th birthday.
Yes.
Like he had a clown at every birthday party until he's 18.
And Samantha takes Carrie into the bathroom at the party to tell her problem.
Carrie brought in her fucking penne.
She's eating penne on a toilet, which feels like a John Daly move, but but yeah, you're noting that this is not something one typically does as well.
I mean, fettuccine Alfredo, sure. But penne?
Give a little twirl with it. Yeah, it's I think this is also a thing ladies obviously do a lot more, is going to
eat in the toilet.
No, go into the bathroom with a friend and talk about a problem. We don't do that as much. So she does that, and then she gives Carrie the full.
I was waiting for she was gonna drop trowel and show it, and then have a that's why she brought the food in. Mm-hmm. She has a little reaction with the food, but they could have been bigger, I think. I
thought Carrie had a good reaction to just Jesus, diving away from it was unexpected to me, but good.
But yeah, it's I don't know, she keeps doing this countdown thing too, where it's they're kind of treating it like a big deal. Meanwhile, Charlotte's had a miscarriage.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry about your bush, dude, but like there are bigger things going on.
Yes, there are bigger things going on, and they think that Charlotte's not going to be there because of the miscarriage she just went through, and everyone is very understanding of that. I wrote down you could definitely tell how Harry's cool and a good dude just by also how he interacts with Charlotte's friends. Like, he's just normal with them, I think, in a way we haven't seen a lot of the dudes be. He calls Carrie to, before the party, he calls Carrie to come talk to Charlotte. Should we get into that? I feel like our Charlotte storyline is very sloppy here, but yeah.
Right, it is. But the whole thing, I mean, it's not easy. It's not like real life. No, it is like real life. It's sloppy. It's everywhere.
Yeah, it's like Carrie had been over to Charlotte's. She was sort of the trusted friend here. It was a good Carrie friend episode, and she went and talked to Charlotte after Charlotte found out she had a miscarriage and was devastated by it. And she understandably didn't want to go to a baby's birthday party the day of, the week of her miscarriage, and everyone understood. And then while everyone's out doing their other things, we see that Charlotte is, she's watching a lot of Elizabeth Taylor stuff.
Because Elizabeth Taylor converted to Judaism to marry someone. So it's like, this is my whole life now. I only take my emotional cues from Elizabeth Taylor.
Yes, which is silly, but I also wrote down that I think it's okay to be inspired by whatever. I think it's totally okay to be inspired by dumb shit. I've been inspired by dumb sports stuff so many times, that like if watching Elizabeth Taylor is good comfort food for Charlotte, watching the story of Elizabeth Taylor and what she overcame. And it is, and she, Charlotte's glam and Elizabeth Taylor's very glam. And she feels like a kinship there in some way. It's like, great, whatever you need to get you by, to make you feel better and get you past whatever your problem is.
Well, she's specifically doing that during the party. Like, she's watching the Elizabeth Taylor story, and like, fucking Harry went to the party without her. Like, he's like, well, she couldn't make it today. Like, that's sad. And I came here without her. I left her alone.
But I bet, don't you think that it's possible that she was like, that he was doing that for them? Like, I'll go as our representative. Like, you stay home, chill. You can't do it. I'll go make an appearance and drop off her gift.
Yeah, but like, this is, I don't know, dude. I think you don't have to make an appearance when you have a miscarriage after trying.
I would, yes. Long. I 1,000,000% agree with that. Totally. I think it's not.
I wasn't gonna miss this spread. I heard you had an Italian hero here.
I heard there's a clown. I told my wife, my recently traumatized wife, to chill because I had to come check out this motherfucking clown. Steve pops out. I get it. I'll show it to you. But I think like I assume that he and Charlotte talked about it, and she was like, I kind of just want to be in bed and watch TV, and he's like, cool. I could see how this would be a totally fine thing to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is a thing where if she says, no, you can go have a fun time at the party, I think your responsibility is to just be like, no, I'm going to stay here with you.
I think
because I'm also devastated. Even though it didn't happen in my body, it's still my child.
Sure. Yes, I think that's totally valid and correct. I see how this could also be okay.
All right. But Harry's a scoundrel now, and I hate him.
It's official. But she's inspired by Elizabeth Taylor. She gets her clothes back on, gets dressed, looks great.
Audrey Hepburn realness.
Hell yes, Audrey Hepburn.
Which is surprising. It didn't read as Elizabeth Taylor to me, but
no, I read as Hepburn to me too. But maybe I don't know. Maybe we're missing some old Hollywood thing. But she shows up sort of like triumphantly at the party, and everyone's happy to see her. So that's all very nice.
It is funny. She shows up during the song. Everyone's like singing happy birthday and whatever. And at first I was like, how did she get into the apartment? Everyone's standing around in New York. I mean, New York apartments lock automatically. So it's not like they would just prop the door open or whatever. And then I remembered, what did they tell the clown to do, Kevin? Work the fucking door.
They had it covered. That's writing, baby. That's MP King. He has the clown do the work. So
it's like Chekhov's gun is MP King's clown.
John, it's Baryshnikov's gun. In this episode, it's Petrovsky's. But yes, it is. It's Chekhov's clown. So just to close off Sam's thing, she does say a great phrase. No one wants to fuck grandma's pussy, she says at one point.
She
so
does.
that's good to note. And then close us out with Miranda. What happens with Miranda?
One last thing I wanted to add about Samantha super quick is that when she tells Smith Jared, she doesn't quite come clean. Well, she comes clean in one way. She shaves off her bush, but she doesn't admit she has a gray pubert. And he's like, bummer. And why'd you do it? And she says, I'm a busy woman. I don't have time for you to be down there looking for my pussy all day or something like that.
Which is, I guess, funny, but also like, is Smith that bad at it?
Where pussy though?
Yeah. Man, Samantha, where'd you put it?
All right. So anyway, Samantha had a ton of good lines. All right. So back at the party. Well, one thing of note that if you haven't seen this in a while, you may have forgotten that Steve's girlfriend calls the drunk mom, calls Steve's mom.
Yeah.
That's like, damn, dude, you're not married. You're not even engaged or anything. It's very, very soon to be doing that shit.
Yes. She went there fast.
And, mostly it's just to rub it in fucking Miranda's face, of course. And then
I think she doesn't really know she's doing it, but it is extremely insensitive.
Right. I mean, the reason it's in the script basically is to rub it in Miranda's face that she can't even say I love you to the guy that she ostensibly loves. And then she goes and they put the cake in like the laundry room for some reason, just to make it convenient, I think. So she goes and checks on the birthday cake to get it ready. And then Steve's like, whoa. He comes in and he's like, don't do these puny candles. Check this out. Whoa. And he is genuinely, I think he has an erection for this candle, dude. It's so ridiculous. He's so funny the way he looks at it in awe. It's classic Steve.
He's so excited about that number one, that numero uno candle. And it's just in that moment, she just feels it. And she says, I love you. And then apologizes for like putting that on him in this obviously awkward situation now. And Steve is fucking not phased. And we kind of did predict that, I think. We kind of said in an earlier episode, if she ever came back and said, Steve, I love you, that he would, drop Debbie like a sack of potatoes. And he would just be like, yeah, of course. And he was, it was very funny Steve language here too, where he's like, Miranda, I love you too. And she's like, what about Debbie? And he's like, I know, but
like, how far would you have taken this, Steve? Like, you already having her call your mom. Like, would you have gotten married just as a goof? Like, I couldn't find anyone better.
Yeah. And then he said, and he tells Miranda, you're the one. And so that brings us.
Dude, I just got that this fucking episode's called One and Brady's turning one. Wow. I'm the Steve.
You're the Steve now, dog.
I'm the Steve now.
That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, and then they're like, and then Carrie has some fucking ham-fisted voiceover where she's like, and then 1 week later, they got back together.
I think
no,
it was...
fuck that. No, you show, don't tell. This is the biggest fucking crime of all time. That show them fucking breaking up with their perfectly good fucking girlfriends and boyfriends.
Get it, John.
And then they get back, and then it's like, yeah, we're back. We're just a couple again. Everything's normal. We didn't fuck other people forever. Jesus Christ. How could you do this to us? You robbed us. Robbery.
That it is funny. It's a very Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan movie where in all the Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan movies, they're dating other people basically, or at least one of them is, and then they break up, but it's like zero problems. When they break up, it's just like 3 weeks later, they got back together. And yeah, exactly. It's like, whoa, I get how cleanly that worked out, I guess.
Could you imagine like the fucking, I cut you a cookie that said I loved you.
Do you think I've
cookie
ever
was
given
like $25?
Patrick Ewing's gonna make fun of me now because I don't have a girlfriend anymore. Yeah.
Man, my mom made that fucking cookie for you. I was gonna have you call her mom. Jesus. What
Yeah.
no.
R.I.P.
I need
Robert,
to see
man.
it.
Yeah, Robert and Debbie. I've always felt like Robert and Debbie get together. So I mean, I don't think they actually will, but yeah, Blair, you had a great run. Debbie, we should look up who played Debbie. You had a great run.
Whoever you are.
Yeah.
God bless.
That's all we got. Storyline.
Yeah. We had a Carrie through Valentine's Day under the bus, which not wrongly so, because it reinforces the idea that there's only one person for everyone, whatever. Which I happen to believe because I think I married my one. So, but if you don't have one yet, or maybe I don't know, there's probably more than one.
There's
maybe.
A lot of ways to live a life. It's like, yeah. It's yeah.
You can be happy.
Yeah. What?
Maybe you're just clippy in and out.
You're not hearing me?
No, didn't hear you.
Okay.
But now I hear you.
Cool. All right. So.
Do you think there's a one for everyone, Kevin?
Yeah, I do. I think you. Well, I don't think there's. Here's the thing. I think it's tricky because I think you can. Because I think everyone has someone that they can be happy with. I guess
right.
Is a way.
There's probably like 500 ones for everyone.
Yeah, I think statistically, it's more like that. Now, I do think certain people are lucky enough to find one who is their one above all the rest,
Top
no matter
ones.
what. Yes.
S tier one.
Yes, absolutely. I think that can, but I also don't think that if you fall in love and then it ends, that you're fucked. I don't think that's true. You know what I mean? I think, yeah, there are different people who can be your one in different ways. And then some people have one and only one, and that is cool too, Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right.
Excuse me.
Yeah. You ever eat a bunch of herring and have a sexy night, John?
Ooh, who ate herring here? Is that the Russian dish?
Yeah, that was one.
Sexy. The beets. Oh, those shaved beets.
It's 2 a.m. Lighten up, Bob. All right. Any other questions for me, John? Any other questions for yourself?
Do you like chocolate?
I do like chocolate. I have to say, I do.
Oh man, I'm puzzling now. Now that I've been told that my prediction's wrong, Kevin, about who people end up with or don't end up with.
Your mother-in-law, yes.
My spoiler of a mother-in-law, yes.
Yeah, before we started recording, John said what he thought who would end up with the people they're currently with and who wouldn't. And John's mother-in-law said, I'm not going to tell you anything, but you're wrong. So it's like, thanks, you spoiled something. But yeah, go ahead.
I mean, it's got to be Miranda and Steve now. They're not going to fucking break up again. Break up again. So I think I was right about that.
Yes.
I said Sam and Smith Jared don't end up together. I don't know. Maybe I was wrong about that, but she's not bringing that baggage into the movies. She might end the series that way, but she's not. By the time the movies roll around, she's got to be free and clear.
I can see that.
She's got to be bringing that gray ass vagina of hers to Saudi Arabia.
I think I would predict for them as we do the first half of last season finale. Whatever, guys, it should just called it season 7, the next one. But this season finale as our check-in to predict on the way out. I agree with you, Miranda and Steve together. Smith, I could see Smith and Samantha getting to the end and just still dating, some level of commitment. But when the more sane people on The Bachelor get to the end and then they end up with the person on The Bachelor and they're like, we're not getting married yet, but we're together, one of those moves I could see.
Right. That's a fucking cop-out, dude. That's a cop-out.
Get married or don't, dude. That's it.
It's not just called dating show. It's called The Bachelor.
Yeah. So be one or don't. And then Charlotte's with Harry. That's not going anywhere.
I know, right? Although a lot of people sometimes, when you get a miscarriage, some relationships can't survive that.
True.
All right. Like and subscribe.
Follow us at Sex in the City. It's on Instagram at Sex Idiot Spot on Twitter. And then Carrie.
Oh, Carrie's definitely going the distance with fucking Fat Sajak. Yeah.
Dickhead, nonsense, humorless artist boy. Fuck this dude. He is going to be around longer than I like. I know that much.
I thought she was going to end up with Big, and maybe it's a thing where she also doesn't end up with anyone for sure, definitely. And then in the movies, they go to Big Town.
John, maybe she ends up with the fifth main character of this show, the city.
Shit.
Fuck, dude.
I like it. She goes to City Hall and marries it.
And if you like the city so much, why don't you marry it? And then she has a, fucking Mad Men guy, gray hair, peas on her, dude, whatever his name is, Mr. Sterling.
Yes,
Roger Sterling.
Mr. Sterling.
Yeah,
Sterling Piss.
He officiates her marrying the city at City Hall in the finale.
That makes sense. Yeah. I also was thinking about a pee joke because the episode was called One, but I thought it was too lowbrow. But I'm glad that you went there.
Yeah, I sure did. So thanks for listening, everybody, to Sex and the City. Please do subscribe if you haven't. Rate and review us. We love it when you do that. It's helpful. And we appreciate y'all hanging out and DMing us and talking to us online. It's fun to be hanging with you guys. And I'm going to enjoy these final 8 episodes we have.
Yes. Yes, tonight.
Yes. Woo! All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.